Ho, 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 and welcome to day 14 of our B2B Christmas calendar. In today's gift and day, we are unwrapping the email enrichment system that we use for all leads that we generate through social presence and social posting with our prospecting and the systems that we use when we do outbound, but also when we get inbound. So by the end of this video, you are going to be able to have your own email enrichment system that is set up in a waterfall so that we use several tools to try to find our email. So if the first email doesn't work, we're going to run with a second email or a system and then so on. And this is going to become a system that runs 24/7 for you automatically. And the only thing that you need to do is you need to tap in and add your leads to the system. So let's get into it. So on my screen right now and down below this video, you will have the day 14 page. On this page, you will find the general instructions and steps of this, but I'm going to show you how to build this and how to set all of this up in this video in particular. But I want to go through what you will be able to see down below before we go into N8N and we build the actual system. So the first thing is, where will your leads come from? And as I mentioned, there are a couple of sources for leads. So for example, if you are running an outbound campaign on LinkedIn and you're connecting with people, and one of the things is actually in a previous day's lesson, we went through how to build an outbound campaign. And we are using GetSales for reaching out. So I'm actually going to add in that in this session here. So for outbound campaign, I'm going to make this into a link that you can go and see that particular day. But basically, if you have an outbound campaign, you really have four audiences. You have those that connect with you, so you send a connection request that they accept. You have those that you connect with that replies to your message, those you connect with that doesn't reply to your message, and those you send a connection request to, but that never accepts that connection request. So the question then is, what do you want to do with all of these? So obviously those you connect with, you want to have enriched. So to have them in your database that you can send up email follow-ups, maybe you can run retargeting ads and all those things. Those you that never accept a connection request, are you just going to give up? No, you want to have a system where you can reach out to them on email and ping them, and maybe you want to find their email to also be able to add in and start running retargeting ads to towards those people so that they are more likely to then accept the connection request you have. In one of the campaigns that we build, we basically set up that so that everyone that doesn't connect within the first 5 days, we bring them into a system like that. So those are four things that you can run as triggers when you run an outbound. Let's say that you do prospecting and you want to run cold email. You would need their email. And that's why this system is good as well. Or if you do as we do, we post hundreds of lead magnets and posts on LinkedIn every single month. And we have people engage. And we have a lot of those people that don't have email, let's say, accessible in the system that we already have. So we built this enrichment flow to find the email of everyone that engaged so that we can actually send them the things on email. And again, we build all of these systems for our customers and clients. So if you want to explore that, we have a chance to have a call down below in the booking calendar. But basically, that's everything we have. We also, in this video, are going to use N8N as the core system platform to run this. If you're interested in us building a proprietary software for just this case, where you don't need to handle N8N, you don't need to handle a database, you can click this button and fill out this interest form, and you will see how many wants this, and then might want to build it. It is going to be like 3 cents per file and email, but that's how the system is going to be. Again, just a quick detour. Now, let's get into it. What do you really need? So you need a couple of things. You need a Trykitt account, which is what we use to verify emails. It's the first system that we use, and it's always free. However, free doesn't mean the best. And that is why we also use Findymail, which is another email verification or email enrichment tool where you pay just for the emails that you find. So we use those two, and you would obviously need an N8N account. So for N8N, you really have two options. You can go to n8n.io and sign up with your cloud version, and I would say it's a decent price, but you will get into territory where this starts to get expensive fairly quickly. So, for example, if you run 40,000 workflows executions a month, that's like 600 or actually 800 euros at this point. You can run that with other ones as well, but then again, that's just benchmarking it. So those are two options. We typically, when we work with clients, we set up that self-hosted so you could run on something like $5 or €5 a month and the server for that. But then again, that was something that we would need to do if you were to become a client of us. So that's the first thing. So you need an N10 account, you need a Trykitt account. You can run this without Findymail, but I recommend getting an account with that as well if you're serious about enriching a lot of emails. So the very first step that you want to do is that you want to import the N8N template. If you click this button, you will get to a Google Drive where you have that N8N template, which you can just download. And for you to import it, you create a new workflow within N8N. You click the three buttons or the three dots top right, and you hit import from file. So by clicking that, you will select the file that you downloaded from Google Drive, and then the entire flow is populated and added into your flow in N8N. The next one is setting up the accounts. So the first thing you need to do is that you need to go to Trykitt. So you can click this one after you've signed up. You'll get to a page like this, and you will have an API key, which you basically click the copy button for. And inside of N8N, and I'm just going to show this now, you will have this, or you won't have this one, but you will have this one. Inside of that, you will have a input your Trykitt API key here. So you would replace this with what you found in Trykitt. Once you've done that, the next step is getting your Findymail. And again, you can click this link and you will get to this page, or you can click API in the menu, then you add in a name, you hit create, and you copy the code that is in there, and you add that to Findymail. So in Findymail, what you do is that you hit create new credential, and you add in the API key in here. And that's how you add it. And then you will have the account and you can select that account. So that's really how you set up the accounts. So you have N8N with the template and you update the API key so that you can use both Trykitt and you can use Findymail. Now the question is, okay, how do you handle your lead storage? And what we've done is that we've created this Google Sheet template for you that you can click File and make a copy, and you can use this. This will have a couple of data in it because I'm going to showcase you how this works in this video. So I'm actually going to delete these. But here you will have an example of the only data you really need is name and profile URL. And if you have the company website of the person, that would also be great, but you don't need that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this for now, and then we're going to approach this as a blank canvas. One thing that I want to mention is that this is very similar to what we've used on other days in this Christmas calendar, for example, for the lead qualification system as well. And you can basically use those templates as well and just add an email and email scrape details, being two new columns to that. So really, you can click this button that will open this document, this Google Sheet, and you can hit copy, make a copy of it. So really, let's get into it. So in here, what we have is that we have a schedule trigger. And this enrichment flow is set to run, in this example, every 5 minutes. It's then going to go to the Google Sheet where you need to connect this. So again, before we get into it, you have a way to connect N8N to Google Sheets. If you haven't done that already, you can click this button to set up and figure out how to connect your Google Drive and Google Sheets to N8N. I have a video describing that more in detail in this 6-minute long video in here. But once you have that, it will fetch all leads where there are no email scrape details, meaning we don't have any data of a scrape being done. So we can also set up so that the email is also blank. So the email is blank and the scrape detail is blank. So if we execute this, we'll find all leads now because there is no email and no email scrape details. If the next one is if you have hundreds or thousands of leads, you don't want to run all of them at once. You want to run them in batches. Currently, we set this to be 10 leads per batch, meaning that every 5 minutes it's going to run 10 leads. You can change this, but you need to figure out how long does it take to run for every single lead. So I would start with 10, I would go to 20, I probably could go to 30, I might be able to go to 50. But that's just an example. So let's just set that to 20. It's going to only keep the first 20 leads. Then what this is going to do is that it's going to loop over one by one. It will try to find the email in Trykitt. It will see if we found the email. If we find the email, we will update the email in Google Sheets with their email and the details that Trykitt found. If Trykitt didn't find the email, it will then go down to use Findymail, and it will do the same thing. If it found an email with Findymail, it's going to save that. If it didn't, we're going to update that no email found with Trykitt or Findymail. And then we're going to loop back and we're going to process lead number 2. And then it's going to process that and then go back and process lead number 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click execute workflow, and you can see how this runs when it works. So it's scheduled, it brought out all of those 4 leads. Since we have 20 be the limit, it runs with all 4. Then it takes one first, it tries to enrich that with Trykitt. It didn't find it, it used Findymail, it couldn't find it in Findymail either, and then it updated that to not being found. The second ran and it was found in Trykitt. The third was run and found in Findymail, and the fourth one was also found in Findymail. So with this, we were able to find the email, as you saw in the beginning, of 3 of those 4 leads. And if we were to go zoom in a bit in here, you can see that, okay, there's no email in this one, no email found in Trykitt or Findymail. The next one, we got this. This is the details from Trykitt, and this is the detail that is found from Findymail. So one thing that you might want to do as well is you want to use or might want to add in like enrichment tool used, for example, so that you over time can see which tool was the ones that actually found the most. So tool used for enrichment. I'm just going to update this live now, and I'm going to show you how that is going to be. Oop, that is actually Trykitt. And this is Findymail. So if I were to delete these again and hit execute workflow, it's going to run those again. And it's going to do its thing. So lead enrichment system, you can then see what system was used to find it. So Trykitt and Findymail. So it's just an easy way for you to be able to attribute and track what tool you used to find the emails. So really, that is all there is to the system. It's a simple, it's a neat system that just does what it's supposed to very, very well. And all you need to do is you need to add in the lead with name and profile URL. And if you use LinkedIn as one of your sources, or if you use any other systems to find your leads and find your prospects, you can also just add those in. But this system is just one part of a greater system. So we have been able to use this system to generate 55,192 leads in the past 12 months alone without spending any money on ads, just doing posts, and having this system be part of what we are able to run to automatically nurture them, warm them up, build credibility, build trust with our audience. Because one of the reasons why you're here is because you trust and like what we share. Like, that's ultimately one of the parts that we want to do in the larger scheme of things in terms of the strategy, that this is just one piece of the puzzle. So if you want to more confidently be able to grow your company, stop being reliant on referrals, and say goodbye to trying marketing hacks that doesn't really work, but you use a solid system that every and all businesses should have, then we would love to talk to you. It's a free call. You can book a call down below, and it's supposed to be a call where we can help you scope out what type of strategy you should use, given this entire system and strategy that we've built. We're going to recommend things. We're going to say this is how we would do it if we were you. And you will go from that call with an idea of a strategy that you can use in your company to grow it. And it's built on 14 years of mastering and learning and testing and trial and error within the digital marketing space, and what type of systems you need to find people, generate leads, nurture them, and convert them. So if that's interested and you want to have one of those calls, click down below, find a time, and then we'll speak. There is a bit of a disclaimer for that call, and that is we're not going to do the call with everyone that books. And the reason being is that this system doesn't fit every type of company. So we will ask you to see a video after you booked to understand the strategy overall and the system, and for you to submit some information. Based on that information, we will gauge if this strategy is a match for your company, because if it isn't, then we're just going to end up wasting each other's time. Both your time, but also our time, because it doesn't make sense of using that strategy for your company. So based on the information you submit, I highly recommend you to submit proper details so that we can gauge your company, your current status, where you want to go, what you're doing, all of these things properly, to then give you recommendation during the call. If we, for some reason, figure out that what you submit and your company, your situation, where you're at right now, is not a match to the system, we're going to cancel that call, and then we're going to send you things that are more appropriate for you to look at, given what type of company you run and where you're at right now. So with that, we want to still offer you that call to be able to get the strategy, get our recommendation, because we've done this for more than a decade. We know it works, and we can immediately spot the bottleneck or the initiatives you can do and pursue to keep growing your company. So if that's interested, we would love to talk to you. Click down below, find a time, and we will speak to you soon. Aside from that, hopefully day 14 of the Christmas calendar was of value to you. Now you have the system. We would love to see you tomorrow. But with that, B2B Santa checking out, and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a good rest of your day. Bye bye.